Albuquerque may be well known for Old Route 66, green chili, hot air balloons, but there's so much more than that involved, and local author Ashley Biggers has covered it all in her new book, 100 Things to Do in Albuquerque Before You Die. And she's here this morning with us. So good to have you in studio with us to talk about this.
Thank you for having me.
What a neat idea. 100 things to do, right? What inspired you to create this list?
Well, this is actually a national series, so there are versions for a lot of other big cities. And as a native Albuquerquean, I wanted to share all the wonderful things there are to do in our hometown. So I was excited to share them. And I think a lot of people don't think there are things to do in our city, but I can't seem to find enough time to do them all. So I hope people are inspired by the book.
That's true. I'll bet that's true. How did you brainstorm these ideas? I'm curious about that. Did you sit down and write them down, or just talk with friends and family? What was the goal here?
All those things. So I've been a journalist in the city for about a decade now, so I drew on all of that experience to create the list, and I actually came up with far more than 100, and I had to pare it down to that 100 magic number.
See, so there's well over 100, I'm sure you can find, no matter where you are. Is this specifically Albuquerque, or does it kind of branch out into maybe the metro area, the state as well that's nearby?
Yeah, so I kept most of it in the Duke City, but I had to sneak in a few road trips like to Acoma Pueblo and along the Turquoise Trail on the east side of the Sandias. So there are a few little road trips
There's
in there
so much
too.
to see. Give us a few examples. You did there a couple of road trip ideas. What about right here in the Duke City?
Exactly. So there are a few things in there that I think even locals will be excited to discover. For example, there's a place called Bike and Coffee, which is set on Old Town Farm. So you have to get there under pedal power from the Bosque Trail, and then once you're there, you can dine next to the spinach patch where your morning smoothie might have been made.
Very cool. And that's a little bit of an active example.
Exactly.
There's got to be something food related other than that.
Oh my goodness, there's tons of food. So one of my favorite places to go is to Eli's Place, which used to be called Sophia's Place, and I think they have delicious red chili, and on the weekend they have blue corn pancakes that can't be beat.
So you say you're a native. I'm curious how many of your top 100 in this book you've actually done?
So I've done some version of all 100 things. I am a vegetarian, so I had to have an official taste tester for the green chili cheeseburger on my list, but I did do the vegetarian version.
So that in mind, then that's got to inspire people to think, if I'm here, it doesn't matter how long I'm here, I can get all these 100 things done too.
Absolutely,
You know?
and I have yet to meet anybody who's done all 100, so I encourage people to pick up the book and start crossing things off and find those few little gems they've yet to discover, even if they've lived here all their life.
You must get a really good cross-section of the culture in this city, a good feel for the map of the city where things are laid out, the neighborhoods too, if you're doing all 100 of these things. You have to be in every corner, right?
Exactly.
You know?
So the book is divided by interest areas such as music or outdoors, and it's also divided by neighborhood and seasons. So if you want to explore a certain neighborhood, you can pick up the book and go to that itinerary, or for summertime, it's perfect to pick up and flip and kind of cross things off as you go.
Yeah, and you have a signing tomorrow too, so that folks can maybe meet you in person, and also if they're interested in picking up a copy. Where is this all taking place?
Absolutely. So tomorrow I'm signing at Page One Books in the Heights at 6:30 p.m. And because I had so many things that I couldn't include in the book, there are actually about 10 little extra things that I'll choose one for each person to sign into their book, so they'll get an extra 101 things to do.
A little bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's taking place there. You can get a copy of the book there, and I assume you can order it in different places as well.
Yes, so it's also available at Bookworks, which is another of our independent bookstores here in town, and it's available at Barnes & Noble, on Amazon, and also through my website.
Ashley Biggers, it's so good to meet you. 100 Things to Do in Albuquerque Before You Die. It's a good book. We'll be back. Stay with us.